from that new briefing you just got from emergency responders in your community, what are you learning, sir?
Well, in conversation with Chief Upper, we know that the fire has spread to the adjacent building. It is still very much a defensive fire. It's not under control yet. We know that the Ministry of the Environment is on the way because, as has been mentioned, hazardous chemicals are involved, and the actual proprietor is going to be putting a boat into the lake with absorbent booms to try and take care of whatever contamination might flow into the lake. We know that the Office of the Fire Marshal is also coming to the scene as well. At this stage,
on that point, can I just jump in? Maybe we'll go back and forth as you give us that new information. From the briefing from the chief, he said that the owner was on scene and has given firefighters a very good description of the chemicals in the building. Do you know exactly what you're dealing with, what they're dealing with?
I don't know exactly what is being dealt with. I know a lot of flammable materials like gasoline and propane as well. That's my understanding. But the fire chief has that information now.
Okay, and as a result, they're trying to make sure that whatever leaches out of there with the water doesn't go into the lake. So they're working on that very carefully as they work on what's happening with the smoke. Can you talk about how the evacuation has gone of the people who are nearby, like really in close proximity and indeed adjacent?
Yeah, there's a residential neighborhood to the north, and so the Niagara Regional Police went door to door as the scene was developing to evacuate people, removing them from their homes and bringing them to the Kiwanis Aquatic Center. At this point, the Red Cross is also on scene at the Kiwanis Aquatic Center to provide any support, and there's a shelter-in-place order for the neighborhood farther north, closer to the lake, where there wasn't a need to evacuate, but residents have been advised to shelter in place there, or they can shelter in place at the Emergency Kiwanis Center location.